So if you clicked on this video, you might be coming from a place right now where you feel like you really tried everything to get lean and stay lean, but nothing's worked. Maybe you've tried a low carb approach, maybe you've tried a low fat approach, maybe you've tried paleo or keto or another mainstream approach, but nothing really became a lifestyle. Nothing really became something you can stick with long term. And to help you out, I actually want to share with you a couple of strategies and some shifts that you really need to make and to think like a lean person who's already got the result that you have, and to implement the systems that people that really stay lean long term have in your lifestyle. And by the way, I'm not gonna talk about any kind of quick fix or mainstream diet, because that's the last thing you need right now. The last thing you need right now is another 8-week get shredded for the summer type of diet or some kind of BS supplement or any kind of quick fix. I'm gonna tell you the truth, what it really takes. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Mario Tomic, and if you'd like to learn more about exercise, nutrition, personal development, and how to be the best version of yourself, consider subscribing below and make sure to hit that notification bell icon there as well to get notified when new videos come out. And now let's dive into it. So the first thing many people get wrong when it comes to getting lean and staying lean that makes it mentally more difficult for them to commit to the journey is that they think that the restriction is permanent. They think that they're gonna have to eat 1,800 calories for the rest of their lives if that was the caloric intake that they had to lose body fat. They don't realize that these are phases, that you go through that fat loss phase. And of course, yes, in the fat loss phase, there is a restriction. I mean, there's no way around it. That's the truth. Like, you can't just go YOLO mode every day and expect to reach 10 to 12% body fat. It's not gonna happen. So you have to do some restrictions, you have to do some sacrifice, you have to do some trade-off, but it's not permanent, because once you reach your target body fat percentage, your target body weight, you will enter a maintenance phase and maybe even a lean gaining phase. You will have more calories, you will have more flexibility. So there is an end to it. So it's not something you're gonna do for the rest of your life where you eat like a rabbit and keep cutting your calories and keep getting leaner and leaner and leaner and leaner until the end of time. Like, that's not how it works. You're gonna go through a phase, you're gonna enter a maintenance phase, maybe a lean gaining phase afterwards, whatever your goal is, but there is that end to it. So the restriction is not permanent. And also, I wanna make a caveat here, of course, like, you can't go back after the diet to your old diet or to your normal self, because your normal self is what got you overweight to begin with. The normal self is what made you gain all that body fat. So you do have to have almost like a hybrid approach where you're still eating the majority of the food to be healthy, whole, unprocessed foods, like the ones that helped you get lean and stay full and all the benefits for your health. And then you do have more and more flexibility the more calories go up as you maintain and as you enter that gaining phase if you want to. So there is that trade-off initially, and what people do wrong with this is that because when they don't realize there's that initial phase that they have to commit to 100%, is that they're going to be constantly in a diet mode. So they're going to permanently diet because they never really go 100% committed to a phase. Instead, they're going to be like 50 or 60% committed. So there's a lot of cheat meals, there's a lot of slip-ups, there's a lot of days when their calories go super high, like binge here or there. So they never really reach that point where they can maintain the result. They never really bring it to the end. And that's a whole problem, because you think that you're constantly restricted. You feel like constantly restricted because 6 out of 7 days you are. And then the 7th day, the calories just go super high, you binge, and bam, you're back where you started. So you wipe out all the results you had, or a weekend, or let's say a couple of holidays a year. That's enough to basically keep your weight flat, even though the majority of the year you were still restricted, quote unquote, right? So you have to think about it in phases. And when you commit to a phase, you really commit. So then you can get to that place where you can actually maintain and where you can actually enter a different phase, and maybe you want to do another fat loss phase in the future. Now, the second thing that's going to help you get lean and stay lean that actually builds on the first point is a strategy I call baby stepping fat loss. And this strategy particularly works well for people that have 40, 50, or 60 pounds to lose. So if you have a lot of weight to lose, and also if you have a history of losing and regaining, so if you lose 10 pounds and regain them, or 20 and then regain them, and you're constantly kind of losing the same pounds over and over again, what you want to do is you want to really be realistic with yourself and determine just how much hunger and discomfort can you tolerate. Is it 8 weeks? Is it 10 weeks at a time? Is it 12 weeks at a time? Is it 16 weeks? Maybe it'd be 6 months. And once you know your upper limit of tolerance of how long can you tolerate a restriction, that's basically your fat loss phases. So if you have 50 pounds to lose, and if your restriction tolerance is, let's say, 8 weeks, and you can only tolerate a deficit that yields about 8 to 10 pounds a week, you know how many phases you need to do to lose that weight. And you don't do phases one after the other, but you do a phase, a long break, then another phase. So let's say you have an 8-week focus block, you lose 10 pounds, you take another 6 to 8 weeks of a pause, then another 8-week block, you lose another 10 pounds, and that's how you basically baby step all the way to your goal. Because realistically, I mean, 5-10 years from now, you're not gonna be sad that you lost 30-40 pounds in a year instead of losing it in 6 months. It's not gonna make any difference. And by doing this, by really playing inside of somewhat level of tolerance, basically you're going outside of your comfort zone, not super far out where it just gets super crazy and you fall off track, like you can't tolerate the restriction anymore. You kind of go outside of your comfort zone just enough where you can still be consistent. And look, that phase could be 4 or 6 weeks. That's totally fine. However many phases you need, you break it down and baby step that fat loss. And this is really going to help you get rid of a lot of weight instead of thinking of it all as a one go and then halfway through you fall off track and then end up regaining all the weight. So baby step it, chunk it, and you're gonna be happy with the end result. Now, the third thing that I want to share with you to help you get lean and stay lean that I wish I knew earlier that would have helped me a lot, especially mentally, is that success is messy and nobody's perfect. Like, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, I'm not expecting you to be perfect. And it's not a matter of if you're going to fall off track, it's just a matter of when and how much. And that's what I've learned over the years. I've maintained between 10 and 12% body fat for over 6 years now. And that really, I had a lot of slip-ups. I still fall off track, but I just have systems in place and I have enough references so when I do fall off track, it doesn't influence my results as much. I just go back really quickly. And over the years, as I look at it, it's just kind of white noise and this amount of consistency that you have, it doesn't make any difference. And I see a lot of people trying to diet on Christmas, diet on Thanksgiving, diet on their birthday. It doesn't really matter what you do on those 5 or 10 holidays throughout the year. It matters what you do the most of the year. How's your consistency? How's your day-to-day? What's your default looking like? And if you have default that is really, really solid and you have systems for bouncing back really quickly, that's really how you get amazing results and how you maintain them long-term. Because over time, as you get more references, as you make mistakes, but you learn from them, you really become an expert at when you do fall off track, you're back on track immediately. You learn how to erase the guilt. You learn how to be consistent. And erasing that guilt is critical because, again, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. It happens to everybody. And I know a lot of people out there, especially on social media, they put out this image that they're this perfect human being that's always eating clean and that they never do anything that's kind of off the plan, which is just absolute BS. I'm telling you, I've done this for a decade. I've coached hundreds of people to that result that you want to get to, and nobody has ever done it perfectly and they still have incredible results. I mean, this is just the reality and this is the truth. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there that has people having this limiting belief that you have to do it every single day. You have to measure like everything to the absolute gram, to the micron. It's not true. It matters what you do most of the time. Have systems, improve over time. Consistency is king. At the end of the day, that's going to win because of that compound effect that happens when you're consistent most of the time. And here at the end, I'm going to actually leave a video that's going to help you learn more about getting lean and ripped and all the things that are associated with that. So check out that video and also check out the link in the description below where if you want to work with me as your mentor in this area of your life, you'll be able to check out some of the results I got with my clients, and on the page as well, you'll be able to apply to work with me directly in my mentoring program. Other than that, I will see you in that next video.